Let me show you around a car which is becoming a little bit rare. It's a P-Reg Mark III Clio, and these 15,000 on the road in 1997, but there's about 200 left now. First item I'm looking at, sunroof. It does leak, so I took the seal out to give it a good clean and also sprayed the mechanism with lots of penetrating oil, sort of grease spray. It really does help because water gets in, it finds its way into the sills. Now I've had a little bit of sill repair work on both sides. I've been lucky, I've been, of course, early. The doors being looked at because the lock's a bit stiff, and the sunroof, I've taken the plastic light moulding out to repair a track which has corroded from the sunroof leaking. The centre contact there is the earth, and I'm just in the process of soldering a wire on to fix that. I've also got the wheels off at the moment. Brakes are alright. I think I'm going to replace that seal there, because I don't want grit getting in there and making a problem of itself. I've sprayed everything that is likely to be unscrewed in the future, just to prevent it corroding further. Just use some oil, spray it there. I've taken out the wheel arch insert. It's that, just to see how rusty it is back here. And this pile of soil I took out of the wing there. I'm astonished that that moist soil hasn't corroded the wing whatsoever. So I'm looking there. Just a little bit of surface rust. The brake servo is up there, so I'm going to brush it down and put a spot of paint on it because it's slightly important. The rust isn't too bad. I can't put a screwdriver through it, but I will brush it down and paint it. The jacking points, those often go rusty because, in my opinion, many garages use the lip there as a jacking point, which is incorrect. It's supposed to be like that. This is the Renault jack. I've sprayed lots of oil on it, quite stiff that. Otherwise I'll show you the other wheel arch while I'm here. Oh, there's the horn. And corrosion, this is the worst wheel arch. I'll show you this near side wheel arch and then the engine bay. So, same again, there's a dust seal there which is worth replacing. Sprayed. That one's a bit newer, it's not so badly corroded. This wheel arch is in better condition. However, there was a point where I could hear water sloshing around, and this point here, all of that was taken apart and welded back together recently. I think there's a hole at the back there. I'm going to pour some oil in to fill that section with oil, I think, to slow down corrosion. You'll never stop corrosion. You can just slow it down. Speaking of corrosion, one fault I had in the past, these battery terminals were dirty, and it caused the immobiliser to give me great grief and trouble. I haven't had to do much in here, but I'll give you a top tip of this plastic cover. There's a bit that slides off there. That is actually the tool for pulling out and pushing in the spark plug leads. It's very useful to do it with the correct tool. The fan, the motor was seized when I first had the car, so I put lots of oil on there and freed that off. I've replaced the starter motor because those do wear out eventually after 88,000 miles. It had the symptoms of a dead battery, but it's actually mechanical friction. This bungee cord, by the way, is to the original bonnet stay is broken, so that's just holding the bonnet against the stay. What else have I had done here? There's a slight misfire, so I bought a new coil pack, but it wasn't that. I tried changing that capacitor for another one, but it wasn't that, and the misfire I think I eventually traced down to the spark plug's worn out, but I can't quite remember what sorted that problem out. What else have I done in here? The headlamp's glasses, the lens, the adhesive fails eventually, so I had to one of the glasses actually fell out and smashed. I had to get a replacement from a online scrapyard, but I stuck those back in using a very strong sort of adhesive from Screwfix, and that's been satisfactory. But the nice thing about old cars is they are serviceable. You don't need a computer to program components or such like. The engine is a very reliable cast iron block, and I haven't had any trouble with it. The synchromission second speed is a bit slow. I think that's because the transmission oil hadn't been changed for a while. But yeah, it's a time machine. These cars from the 90s. The styling is not what you get today, is it? This has got 95,000 on the clock, and keep up with the oil changes, and I think this will last forever if the corrosion is kept at bay. So anything that's painted with oil, diesel and engine oil is a good mixture, I'm told. Will stop corrosion. I actually replaced that a few years ago. A vandal broke off both of my door mirrors. Actually, this one's held in by the spring, but the other side was a complete replacement job, and just needs painting. It's a cheerful little car otherwise, isn't it? I think that jacking point I think I'll repaint that jacking point there. It's a cheap and cheerful exhaust system. The main design fault is there's no support at that corner, so it's in constant torque. If the fixings corrode, the weight will twist it apart. So it's a good idea to be aware. Catalytic converters are very cheap. They're about 40 quid for this model of car, which is one reason why I like it. Spare parts are cheap. But, look at that corrosion. I think I'll have to touch that up